really rich are going to say, huh, who needs the bus because you never use it, right? We'll come down to our level.
Right now at 5, morning commutes are looking a little different for some people in Seminole County. Why folks say they're not on board with a new transportation change.
Then cold and wet. Ugh, that's the weather in store for our work week, when you'll need to break out those jackets and umbrellas.
WESH 2 News Sunrise starts now.
Good morning. Hi, I'm new here. I'm Nancy Alvarez.
Nancy is back on the mornings.
Yes.
It's great to have you with us.
Is she crazy?
How you feeling this morning?
She woke up at 2:45.
Wow.
It hurt.
Did you sleep at all last night?
I did. I was excited, you know, a little nervous.
It's the first day of class.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it
First day
is.
of school. It is. But I am so excited to work with you guys. I've been a fan for many years.
Well, it's great to
so
have you with us in the morning. We've been working together at noon, and I was like, you know what? It'd be great if you'd be with us in the mornings. I know you got to wake up 10 hours earlier, but still, it's great to have you
So it's
here.
your fault. You're the one that talked everybody into this. All right.
Yeah.
He's not sorry.
Well, everyone, it is so great to have you with us this morning as we begin another work week together here with traffic expert Megan Mackey and first warning meteorologist Eric Burrows. Let's talk first this morning about the cold.
Oh, it's chilly, and what's so fun is that this isn't the coldest that I have in the forecast either.
Oh, boy.
So have the sweatshirts and the jackets this morning, but be ready for puffy coats later this week. Live look outside in Ocala. It's beautiful, still lit up for Christmas, sitting in the lower 40s here. We're in the lower 50s in the metro, down through the tourist district, sitting at 60 degrees in Titusville. Temperatures are running about 10 to nearly 20 degrees colder this morning than yesterday morning. And then we work in a little bit of that breeze running about 10 miles an hour. And there's a bite in the air. So have the jackets on this morning. Through the day, we'll need the long sleeves as temperatures work to nearly 70 degrees. But wait until you see my forecast for Friday. And it's not just the chill. The winds add that much more. Coldest air in years moving our direction. We'll talk about it in just a couple of minutes. Now, 5:01, let's get a traffic check. Megan, good morning.
Good morning, Eric. Already starting off with a crash on our Monday morning in Volusia County. This is going to impact you traveling along I-4 eastbound. This is right before the I-95 interchange, so right near that split. You can see here 2 of the right lanes are blocked off for that morning drive. Traffic here is getting by in that left lane. It is very early, 5:01 on a Monday, so right now, no heavy delays, but I'll continue to watch that as it works to clear. I-4 in downtown Orlando, we are clear and quiet. Fortunately, not dealing with any fog this morning. Also, nice dry roads for that Monday morning drive. We'll get a check, though, back in with that crash in Volusia, and also we'll look at some of those travel times coming up in just a few minutes.
5:01 in this morning, there are major changes for a lot of people's commute to work and school in Seminole County after they eliminated almost all of its Lynx bus routes. This morning, WESH 2's Bob Hazen is live in Sanford. Bob, those changes are now in effect.
Yeah, they are gone starting this morning, and this sign is posted here at the bus hub at the Walmart on 1792 here in Sanford. There's similar signs at other stops. It means people will have to find a new way to get where they're trying to go this morning. Well, Scout has been operating for a little while now, and from what we've seen, you have to plan ahead. Some people have reported some pretty long wait times, even up to an hour. Scout says it tries to keep that under 30 minutes. Again, most of the bus routes in Seminole County are gone now, but there are a couple left that cross through the county, and that includes the 436 N and S routes running along Cimarron Boulevard through Altamont and Castleberry. Covering Seminole County live in Sanford, Bob Hazen, WESH 2 News.
This morning, a driver now facing charges after a wrong-way crash on I-95 in Brevard County early Sunday. Take a look at your screen here. Troopers say a 32-year-old man was driving southbound in the northbound lanes and slammed head-on into a tractor-trailer. Troopers say the wrong-way driver was later found in the bushes. He and his 23-year-old passenger were seriously hurt. We're told the truck driver wasn't injured.
A motorcyclist from Howey in the Hills is dead after a crash in Lake County. The Florida Highway Patrol says the motorcyclist was going north on County Road 455 near Woodlands Drive. They say he failed to turn, ran off the road, and was thrown from the bike.
Deputies are investigating a shooting in Pine Hills. Happened in a neighborhood near Powers Drive and Silver Star Road around 4 o'clock Sunday morning. When deputies arrived, they say they found a man in his 20s and a 19-year-old woman. Both were shot and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Right now, we're working to find out if any suspects were arrested and a possible motive. Well, right now, leaders of Iran are proposing negotiations after President Donald Trump threatened to strike the Islamic Republic.
This comes as protests challenging the country's theocracy continue. As Washington correspondent Rachel Hersheimer explains, the demonstration started last month over the collapse of Iran's currency. State lawmakers are heading to Tallahassee for the start of Florida's legislative session. Several big bills will be on the table, including a proposed constitutional amendment to slash property taxes and proposals for growth management. We will be keeping an eye on all of the developments as Florida's House and Senate go back in session.
Time right now is 5:08, and if you need to fill up your tank on your way to work this morning, you may notice lower gas prices. This is great news. Look at this. Statewide, we're looking at $2.67 a gallon. That's the lowest in 5 years. In Central Florida, we're even lower, all the way down to $2.56 in Seminole County. Incredible. Orange County is also below average, currently at $2.62 a gallon. This means you could be filling up for roughly $40 for an average 16-gallon tank.
That is wild.
Yes, that's
right?
Great news.
All right, school choice opens today. This is important. The program allows parents more freedom to choose which schools their child will attend. Parents are able to choose from public schools, private schools, or even home education, depending on what they think is best for their student. You can find out more about school choice and our local options on WESH.com.
And as you get ready to send your kids off to school this morning, make sure to bundle them up, especially at the bus stop, because it is cold out there this morning, Eric.
It is definitely a jacket weather kind of day. Temperatures out the door around 50. Some areas a little cooler, some areas a little warmer. But through the day today, we're going to stay in the 60s, which means long sleeve shirts throughout. And the reality is, just looking at the satellite, cold front is way south of us. But notice there's a lot of cloud cover, so we're not going to have that sunshine blasting through, which means it's going to probably feel just a little bit cooler even through the day. So here's Futurecast 9 o'clock this morning with the clouds continuing through lunchtime and even into the afternoon, keeping with that mostly cloudy sky. So it's 40s and 50s out the door, 66 by noon, and nearly 70 degrees this afternoon. But we've got big rains and even colder air moving in. Let's discuss when I see it coming up in just a couple of minutes. Megan, good morning.
Good morning, Eric. This is a look here. I'm still monitoring a crash along I-4 in Volusia County. Just a small delay here traveling eastbound. This is right near the I-95 interchange. No injuries reported with this crash, but it is blocking off the two right lanes in this area. So our FDOT camera is showing some of those flashing lights here. Expect those slowdowns traveling east, but so far no extreme delays because it's still very early on this Monday morning. Also in Oviedo this morning, we have a heads up for drivers. The westbound lanes of Winter Springs Boulevard are shifting to the south side of the road between State Road 426 and Blue Creek Drive Road. The shift is a part of the State Road 417 widening project and will be in effect for about 4 weeks. Officials are asking anyone heading through the area to drive slow in that work zone.
A major road project is now one step closer to construction in Marion County. We're tracking progress on the interchange that will eventually house a new Buc-ee's.
Oh, that's exciting. Plus, the rocket supporting Artemis 2 is just days away from making its journey to the launch pad, when we could see this milestone moon mission blast off.
Then e-bikes are a common sight on Central Florida streets and sidewalks. The local city enforcing new rules, all in an effort to keep everyone safe.
And creating magic with Mickey Mouse. You gotta see this. The moment a little boy from New Jersey had his dreams come true, right here where it happens in Central Florida.
When your day winds down, we go to work for you.
Because when breaking news happens, you need to know fast.
On WESH 2 News at 11, we're ready with late-breaking updates.
We have several stories to inform you tonight.
Every change in the forecast.
We've got very, very heavy rain here.
Every big play.
The Magic are on the road in action in Detroit. The unexpected doesn't wait.
And neither do we.
Trust Stewart, Summer, Tony, and Darren. WESH 2 News at 11. Local, live, late-breaking.
All right, good morning. Welcome back. It's 5:14, and it is chilly outside with readings in the 50s for the metro, but I'm finding 40s north of town. This will pale in comparison, though, to the cold that's moving our direction later this week. We'll track it neighborhood by neighborhood with Central Florida's certified most accurate forecast in minutes.
This morning, Crew 11 now just days away from leaving the International Space Station.
This is a talker for sure. Their early return comes after a crew member experienced some kind of medical issue last week. So this is a photo shared by NASA astronaut Michael Fink. NASA says Crew 11 is targeting an undocking from the ISS on Wednesday, no earlier than 5 p.m. The administration has not released the affected crew member's identity and has really remained tight-lipped about what the specifics of this medical issue are. Now, Crew 11 is expected to splash down off the coast of California on Thursday. And in man's mission to return to the moon, NASA says the Space Launch System rocket supporting Artemis 2 will roll out as early as Saturday. Once the rocket and spacecraft have been moved, crews will get to work prepping the launch pad at the end of the month. NASA said they will do a pre-launch test called a wet dress rehearsal. If that rehearsal goes well, NASA will begin a flight readiness review. The Artemis 2 launch window could then open as early as Friday, February 6th. Very exciting. And a heads up for all of us who love visiting Canaveral National Seashore. Operating hours will be temporarily changing in Playa Linda. So starting today, the seashore will be open from 8 until 5 p.m. Then, starting January 31st until the day Artemis 2 launches from the Space Coast, Playa Linda Beach will be closed. The seashore will resume normal operating hours 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. the day after Artemis 2 successfully launches. So if you want to go to beach, pay attention to the launch.
Yeah, also SpaceX is planning to launch another batch of Starlink satellites into orbit. A Falcon 9 rocket carrying 29 satellites is scheduled to lift off from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station just before 1 o'clock this afternoon. And another Starlink mission is scheduled for Wednesday. The 4-hour launch window at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station opens at 1:01 p.m. 517 in a major road project in Marion County, now one step closer to construction. County commissioners approved 2 agreements as part of the I-75 and Northwest 49th Street interchange project. One of the new agreements addresses how existing county utilities will be handled during construction. Marion County will continue to operate and maintain its utilities, while the Department of Transportation will pay costs to relocate or even adjust any affected by construction. If this interchange sounds familiar to you, that's because it will eventually be home to an 80,000 square foot Buc-ee's. At last check, the Buc-ee's website showed the Ocala location set to open sometime in 2028. If you've never been to a Buc-ee's, and believe it or not, some people I talk to, they're like, what is Buc-ee's?
What?
Well, it's probably the best gas station you can ever go to.
Ever.
Is it even a gas station?
I don't know. Like, is
It's
it like
so
a
much
supermarket?
more.
Is it like, what is it?
It's so much more.
It's so much. Like maybe they serve some gas, but that's
The
not what
pumps
it's.
are just there in case.
That's like the side dish.
It's the side dish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
it's like Thanksgiving. Are you really there for a turkey? No,
we're
you're
not.
there for the sides.
We're there for the sides.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
for sure.
Listen, this morning it feels much more like winter than we've seen in a good hot minute. Temperatures out the door are chilly, and that's just the start. The coldest air in years is moving our direction by Friday morning. We'll wake up to the 20s and 30s across the area, with 34 degrees expected in the metro. Now, to get there, we've got some things to go over. First off, for today, it's a chilly start. It's going to be right around where we should be. Our average low temperature is 49, and we're kind of in that ballpark this morning. So really and truly, we're just where we should be today. Tomorrow, maybe a sprinkle. Wednesday into Thursday, there's a storm system or 2 working through the area, and that's going to set the stage for this chill. So let's put it all together, and let's start with that rainfall. Here's our long-range futurecast. This is Tuesday at 10 p.m., showing a sprinkle perhaps around the area. Notice, though, it kind of amplifies up through Wednesday morning. So when you tune in to sunrise on Wednesday morning, we very well may be navigating some rain together. And of course, Meg and Mackie will have you covered on the roads. I'll have you covered on the radar and futurecast. Then that energy leaves us through the day, and then afternoon into the overnight, Thursday, we watch this next piece of energy. Thursday morning looks to be a bit wet, but through midday into the afternoon, cold front sweeps through and just causes the temperatures to drop like a rock. Okay, 29 is the forecast temperature in Ocala on Friday morning, 29 in the Villages. These continue to trend lower and lower with each model run. 31 in DeLand, 34 in New Smyrna Beach, 35 in Palm Bay, and 34 in Orlando. And if we hit that 34, it will be the coldest morning in Orlando in 4 years, going back to January of 2022. We've not been that cold. As a matter of fact, coldest we've been was 36. We did that this past November, and we hadn't done that in a couple of years. And while it's the coldest in years, I do need to point out we're not talking about record chill for this date. Record for most of our area is in the 20s, though it will feel like the 20s with the wind chill, especially in our northern communities. Wind chill puts us at about 30 in Orlando, 27 in DeLand, and 29 in New Smyrna Beach. And then into the afternoon, we only climb to 57, which, by the way, just the cherry on top, would make it the coolest afternoon in about a year since January of last year. So yeah, we've got a little cool chapter ahead for us this Friday, but we've got to get through this morning's cool temperatures and some rain on Wednesday, Thursday. But looking ahead to next weekend, things are gorgeous. Megan, you and I may be busy tracking the rain on Wednesday.
Yeah, and already busy this morning, Erica. Monday morning, 521. A couple of crashes already to impact that morning drive. There's this one here in Volusia County, I-4 eastbound. This is right near the I-95 interchange. You can see that yellow. That is highlighting the slowdown here. 2 of the right lanes are blocked in this area, but FHP, fortunately, is not reporting any injuries there. There's also this crash. This is along the beach line. This is in Orange County, traveling eastbound right near Dallas Boulevard. So this is heading towards Cape Canaveral. Looks like it is almost clear this morning, but it has been creating some delays for the last couple of hours. And this crash reportedly did have some injuries, but looks like they have all the cars involved cleared. I-4 in downtown Orlando, we are nice and quiet. Everywhere else looking like nothing else to impact you. Early on this Monday morning, and looking at those travel times, you can see we are in the green. Along I-4 between US 27 and Champions Gate and South Street in downtown, both directions, we're at less than 24 minutes. It is 5:22. We'll have more local headlines right after this break.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Closets by Design.
5:25 on this Monday morning, and football fans, wild card weekend is almost over.
Yeah, I was sweating watching some of these games over the weekend, and tonight will be no different because the Texans and the Steelers play this evening. Then the brackets will officially be set. It unfortunately was a sad Sunday for the Jaguars. Jacksonville rode into the postseason on a high with 8 straight wins. The team is led by likely NFL Coach of the Year, Liam Cohen. But the reward for all of that regular season success was a date with one of the best. Josh Allen and the Bills getting the better of the Jaguars, beating them 27-24. And here's a look at how the other games went. Also in the AFC, the Patriots beat the Chargers. In the NFC, the Rams narrowly beat the Panthers. Chicago took down the Packers, and the 49ers knocked out the defending Super Bowl champs, the Philadelphia Eagles, 23-19. Again, the last wild card game tonight, Houston versus Pittsburgh. Kickoff is at 8:15. That should be a good one. Well, a little boy from New Jersey had his dream come true when he met Mickey Mouse.
Oh, this story. Okay, so this is really not an uncommon thing to happen here in Orlando, right? Everybody meets Mickey here. But for little Mally Valentine, it all came after this viral moment at a Disney on Ice performance.
Why was you crying when Mickey came out? You love him? Yeah. You want to get a hug? We got to see if I can find him. Okay?
So that all became reality on Saturday. Disney arranged for 3-year-old Molly to visit the most magical place on Earth.
That's your boy! Oh, that's your boy! Oh my goodness!
Oh, Alan, I should tell you, I cry sometimes.
How cute is that?
Mally got to bring along his baby brother, his parents, and grandmother for this magical moment. That's his boy.
You know, I've never met Mickey yet.
What?
I know.
Oh, we need to do something about that.
I know. I've tried. Well, athletes from all around the world in the Sunshine State, the international competition making history in our state's capital.
Plus, volunteers spend hours cleaning up a Volusia County cemetery, the historic residence that organizers say make it worth preserving.
I'm WESH News sports anchor Kristen Lago. Obesity affects nearly 40% of adults nationwide, increasing the risk for serious health issues.
Hi, I'm Dr. Damon Tanton. The good news is that even small steps toward weight loss can lead to big changes, and Advent Health is here to guide you every step of the way. From personalized plans to expert support, we'll help you find what works best for your lifestyle. Start your weight loss journey today at AdventHealthWeightLoss.com.
It's not a one-off shipment or a single store issue. It points to systemic problems in sourcing or in manufacturing.
Right now at 5:30, a new push to keep Florida families safe. This morning, we're breaking down testing results on baby formula across the state.
Plus, with flu cases on the rise and kids back in school, it can be hard to keep your household healthy. The signs you should look out for that could mean you're fighting off more than just the flu.
But first, it's time to grab your jackets when we could see temperatures start to take a major plunge.
WESH 2 News Sunrise starts now.
Good Monday morning. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Great to have you with us. I'm Alan Campbell.
And I'm Nancy Alvarez. We, of course, want to get things over to first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. And Eric, I'm a little mad at you because just in time for my new 2:45 wake up, you make it cold outside.
Well, you know, I did that on purpose. It's just because we wanted to have the hottest of coffees. So we needed to make it chilly outside, just because. Nancy, welcome to the Sunrise team. Good morning to you. Starting off, yes, with a little bit of a chill. But the reality is this is kind of where we should be this time of year. We've just been so warm. Through the day today, lots of clouds. So it is going to be limited sunshine, but we do push into the upper range of the 60s. Outside we go. This is a live look in Sanford from our Venue 520 tower cam. Little bit of a breeze through the palm trees, adding a little bit of chill to the air. 51 degrees there, 52 degrees in Kissimmee. It's 44 in Leesburg, 46 here in the Villages, and 45 in Wildwood. 10 to 20 degrees colder than this time yesterday. You're gonna feel the difference. Through the day today, 60s and 70s, but we just watched the bottom drop off later this week. I've got temperatures colder than we've seen in years in the forecast. We'll discuss in just a couple minutes. Now let's get out the door, see how the roads are looking with Megan Mackey. Good morning.
Good morning, Eric. A couple of crashes already working to clear this morning. This one here is along the beach line. Traveling eastbound, it's right near Dallas Boulevard, heading towards Cape Canaveral. So not a big impact anymore, but you can see here it is still blocking off the left lane traveling through that area. So just be mindful of that, slow down and use the right lane. I-4 in Winter Park, we are nice and quiet speaking off our Monday morning drive. This is at Lee Road from our tower camera at WESH 2. Looking up towards Maitland Boulevard, quiet eastbound, same thing with westbound. But there's a crash in Volusia County along I-4 eastbound near the I-95 interchange. Almost clear this morning. There were some delays earlier. Looking like we do have some improvement here, so that's some good news. It is a Monday. We'll check in with those TSA wait times at Orlando International Airport in just a few minutes.
This morning is the start of a major change for transportation in Seminole County.
Yeah, this is a big deal for them. Almost all of the Lynx bus routes in the county are now gone. WESH 2's Bob Hazen live in Sanford this morning. So Bob, Seminole County says they're scrapping the bus system to save money.
Yeah, to save money and because they say not enough people were using them. Now, this sign is up here at the bus hub at the Walmart on 1792 here in Sanford. There are signs at other bus stops as well, and this will be a big change for a lot of people starting this morning. Covering Seminole County live in Sanford, Bob Hazen, WESH 2 News.
This morning, new laws could be on the way for Florida's mobile home parks. A new bill filed by State Senator LaVon Bracey Davis would make sure that park owners allow multiple methods of rent payment and also require rent reductions if any amenity is no longer available. It would also require park owners to pay residents a moving fee if forced to move because of land use changes. A new statewide initiative now looking to help improve the health and wellness of Floridians.
Yeah, leaders say Florida is committed to transparency, accountability, and putting families first. WESH 2's Lindsay Sablon joins us now in the studio. And Lindsay, part of this new push was an infant formula test.
And Nancy, every parent is going to want to hear these results. So take a moment from your morning and please listen. Now, I'm sure if your baby or grandbaby is using this, you want to better look at that website we just showed you. So we are putting a link to it right now on WESH.com so you can review it. Meantime, the governor says the state's working with federal partners to hold those manufacturers accountable. Back to you guys.
And some very good information there for parents to know about for sure. Well, the CDC is reporting record numbers of flu cases all across the country. Now, more co-infections are being reported in children.
It sounds like a nightmare, right? A co-infection is when a child gets sick with two different viruses at once, like the flu and COVID. In most cases, experts say a child is able to recover at home with supportive care, but in more serious cases, they may need antiviral medications or even have to go go to the hospital. They say while the flu and other co-infections cannot be prevented completely, there are ways to help reduce the spread. They include, of course, regularly washing your child's hands, reminding them to do it at school all the time, keeping them home when they're sick, and getting them vaccinated if they haven't already.
We're still recommending certainly that all children 6 months and older get the flu vaccine, and certainly especially for anyone who has any chronic condition that makes them more susceptible to having severe influenza.
Experts say if your child gets sick and begins to experience worsening symptoms such as chest pain, difficulty breathing, or a change in mental status, it is important, of course, to seek medical attention right away. All right, your time now, 5:39 on this Monday morning as we get out the door to these chilly temperatures, Eric.
What's so funny, though, is this is actually where we should be this time of year, with temperatures around 50 in the morning and around 70 in the afternoon. We just haven't been here for so long. So, yeah, you're going to want the jackets this morning, longer sleeves later today. Cold front is south of us. But one interesting note is that we've got a lot of cloud cover, and not just this morning, but continuing to work in from the Gulf through the day. So those temperatures are going to struggle to climb, and it's not going to feel toasty warm because there's not going to be a ton of sunshine. But that said, I've got a couple of storm systems bringing the cooler weather really our way, but also some rain. Let's talk in a couple minutes. Megan, good morning.
Good morning, Eric. Getting another check of traffic this morning. We have some construction still working to clear from overnight. This is along I-4 eastbound right near the Beach Line exit ramp. This is a part of some ongoing work. Looks like crews are still out there this morning picking up those cones, so just travel slow in that work zone for that morning drive. Looks like all the lanes, though, are back open traveling there. I-4 in downtown Orlando, we have a nice clear start. No big crashes right now heading out the door to impact that Monday morning drive. And here's a look at those TSA wait times at Orlando International Airport. If you are catching a flight this morning, really only seeing some heavy wait times for gates 1 through 59. Right now we're sitting at about 24 minutes.
A group of bunnies found dumped in a Polk County field. We'll tell you how they're doing after deputies saved them.
Plus, restoring and preserving history.
This cemetery is the history of Daytona. It was founded before the city of Daytona.
These people are doing incredible work. The efforts to reverse years of neglect at a cemetery in Daytona Beach.
Then unity and working for a better tomorrow. The celebration right here in Orlando, looking to carry on the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Stay with us.
You're watching WESH 2 News.
In Volusia County, volunteers are working to restore the final resting place for some of Daytona Beach's earliest residents.
They're doing some incredible work. Pinewood Cemetery was plagued with overturned headstones, overgrown weeds, and really just a lot of damage. So locals say the cemetery has been abandoned for some time and has faced a lot of ongoing problems. Now, community members and local business owners are stepping in to help change that.
This cemetery is the history of Daytona. The people that are buried here are the history of Daytona. So the first mayor of Daytona, the first police chief of Daytona.
Organizers say this is really just the beginning. They plan to do more cleaning and restoration work to preserve the cemetery's history.
This morning, drivers in Ocala, listen up. You can expect lane closures on Southwest 19th Avenue Road, also known as Easy Street, this week. Crews are working on a resurfacing project between Southwest 27th Avenue and Southwest 17th Street. Work is happening nightly from 7 p.m. until 6 a.m. and is expected to last through Friday. Officials say people in the area may experience delays, noise, dust, and heavy equipment throughout this area. Well, another marathon weekend at Walt Disney World is now officially in the books.
All right, the full marathon took runners through all 4 Disney theme parks Sunday. Alan, you need to put this on your list of things to do around here. This year's fastest male runner is Matt Hensley from Colorado. He's come close to winning this race many times with several top 10 finishes, and this year he finally came in first. His winning time, 2 hours, 29 minutes, and 37 seconds.
My dad ran here back in the 90s when they first started the race, and then we all came as a family in 2012, and all 7 of us ran it. So to come back this year and get the win, it's so exciting.
Another runner from Colorado was the first woman to cross the finish line. Brittany Charbonnet has won the women's division once before, back in 2022. She came in first for all 4 events. Look at her just grabbing the baby. No big deal. Nothing to see here. The 5K, the 10K, the half marathon, and the full marathon. Incredible.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's something I'm putting on my to-do list.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Okay. Just to watch, though. Well, athletes from all around the world made their mark in Tallahassee over the weekend. Runners from 50 countries laced up their shoes for the World Athletics Cross Country Championship. Saturday's course was inspired by Florida's natural landscape, including things like sand, water, and even mud. While a new bill in Florida House is looking to restore the Ocklawaha River. The waterway in Marion and Putnam counties is a tributary of the St. Johns River. The bill would require a development plan to restore, build resiliency, and also increase recreation benefits along the waterway and at Silver Springs. If passed, the goal for the project's completion is 2032. Remember, Florida's legislative session begins tomorrow.
Blue Springs State Park is expecting an increase in visitors this week, both people and manatees. With a stretch of cold weather moving in, the park says more manatees will arrive each day, as they always do. The spring offers the warmth mammals need to rest, recover, and conserve energy during these cold snaps. To avoid a wait at the gate, the park suggests arriving well before its opening time of 8 a.m. It can get pretty popular out there, pretty busy to see the big guys.
So that's another thing I'm going to bookmark to do as well.
Yes.
There are a lot of things to do, right?
Yeah, you have a lot to get to around
I
here.
do. I feel like I'm so far behind.
You are.
Oh, nice.
He hasn't met Mickey Mouse. How old are you? You've never met Mickey.
24?
The hair tells it all, right?
Yeah.
We've also been here a really long time.
Right.
So there's also that.
Yeah.
Who's the new kid on the
I
block?
know. Bless his heart.
We'll get him.
Yeah.
We'll get him there.
We'll get you there.
This is cold, Central Florida style, but what we have moving in is cold no matter where you are, okay? So just to put this into perspective, we're waking up to 45 in Rock Springs. It's 51 at the Orlando International Airport, which is the official temperature. 52 on I-Drive in the tourist district, about 50 in Wedgefield. But we head out west and we find 40s from the Villages through Mineola, Umatilla, about 46 in Astor, 43 McIntosh, 42 in Salt Springs, 40 in downtown Ocala, but 43 at the airport. So we've got 40s, 50s, and even a few 60s on the map. It is a lovely morning. It's going to be a lovely sunrise, too, once we get there. But there's not going to be a ton of sunshine. We're going to we'll call it filtered sunshine today, which is a polite way of saying we're going to have a whole lot of clouds over top of us. And while temperatures, yes, make it into the mid 60s for our northern spots, upper 60s for the metro, and lower 70s for our southern spots, remember, if you're in the shade much of the day, it's going to feel a little cooler than you're used to. So just keep that in mind. Here's Futurecast 1:30 showing the clouds with us. That continues through dinner time and right through to bedtime. So today, definitely cool. Wednesday, Thursday, storm system moves our direction, brings sloppy weather, clouds, rain, some gusty winds. Then by Friday morning, it's not just turning colder, it's the coldest air we have seen in many locations in years. We've already pushed the warm air away from us, at least in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. But that jet stream energy is really grabbing some of that polar air and diving it our way by later this week. Friday morning, for example, these are actual air temperatures. 34 in Orlando. We've had to nudge these down with the last few model runs. 32, expecting a freeze in Claremont. 31 in Leesburg. And the 20s, that's a hard freeze here in Ocala. That'll be your third hard freeze of the year. 30s to nearly 40 degrees back over to the Barrier Islands. So yeah, we've got some chilly air moving our direction. So today is cool. It's just going to get a whole lot cooler. Wednesday, Thursday, that opportunity for rain really arrives. And then Friday is frigid, getting a little warmer into the weekend, but still sweater weather. Oh, Yvette, I need some coffee. All right, Megan, good morning.
Morning, Eric. Getting another check of traffic this morning. This is a look here at the map. I-4 eastbound. There's a crash in Champions Gate. This is impacting those drivers traveling here, heading towards State Road 429. A couple lanes are blocked off in this area. This is right near the Osceola-Polk County line. This is a look here at the FDOT camera. That crash is just out of view, but you can kind of see here those backups filtering in, heading towards State Road 429. So delays expected in that area. Everywhere else, though, we are quiet for your Monday morning drive, including along this stretch of I-4 in downtown Orlando. No issues here traveling near the Kia Center, the State Road 408 interchange, and those travel times are starting to pick up because of that crash. You can see eastbound along I-4 from US 27 and Champions Gate to South Street in downtown Orlando. We have big delays there, 32 minutes. Westbound, no slowdowns. We're at less than 23. Don't go anywhere. We'll have more of your local headlines straight ahead.
First Warning Weather on WESH 2 is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. Dial pound law on your cell phone.
Keeping you connected to the stories that impact you. Every night at 7, Michelle Imperato, Stuart Moore, and First Warning Chief Meteorologist Tony Manalfi. WESH 2 News at 7. Local, live, late breaking.
The city of Orlando is honoring the life and the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
On Sunday, city leaders and community members came together for the annual March and Interfaith celebration. After a presentation, the group marched from City Hall to First United Methodist Church. This year's theme was "Let Us Be Dissatisfied" from Dr. King's "Where Do We Go From Here" speech. During today's city council meeting, Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer and the commissioners will declare this week Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Holiday Week. And of course, we have a full list of all the events that will be happening on WESH.com.
In Polk County, several domesticated rabbits are safe this morning after deputies say someone left them in a Lakeland field. Neighbors say the rabbits were left without food or water last week. Deputies quickly hopped into action and found 7 of those rabbits. We're told they were taken to a nearby rescue until they can find a new home. Well, if you ride the bus to work in Seminole County this morning, you may need to find a new routine.
Yeah, this is a big deal for a lot of people. Several routes were just eliminated. Bob.
Yeah, it's farewell to Lynx and hello to Scout, the new service replacing the buses here in Seminole County.
Plus, parents, get out your ballot. The Orange County Elementary School that could become a charter school if enough families get on board.
And we are waking up to temperatures 10 to 20 degrees colder than this time yesterday. 42 in Ocala, 44 in Leesburg, 51 in downtown Orlando. But I'm tracking even colder temperatures straight ahead on WESH 2 News Sunrise.
Closed captioning is sponsored by the Flooring Center.
Right now at 6, cold and wet.
That is your forecast for the week here in Central Florida.
I'm timing out when rain moves in and when those coats need to come back out of the closet.
Plus, several Seminole County bus stops sitting empty this morning. The Lynx bus routes that no longer exist and the real test that comes this morning.
Also this morning, heavy metals found in baby formula. The brands under the microscope as the governor plans to hold the manufacturers accountable.
And you might not believe your eyes at the gas station. Prices here in Central Florida plummeting to the lowest in 5 years.
WESH 2 News Sunrise starts now.
Good Monday morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock. I'm Alan Campbell here with First Warning meteorologist Eric Burris and traffic expert Megan Mackey. And look who is joining the Sunrise team.
Hi, I'm new here. I'm Nancy. It's nice to meet everyone.
Nancy, it's great to have you with us on the mornings. Did you sleep at all last night?
No, I was too excited, very jittery, but I did this once. Several years ago.
You did it for a while.
I had a good run. I had a good run. And, I think it's just such an important time to deliver the news, the traffic, the weather. And I really like you guys. And I thought I just want to go hang out with them for a while.
Well, we like you too.
Thanks. Well, that's important. Okay, that's a good first step. We're off to a good start then.
It's a party that when you add the coffee, it elevates and becomes a whole other thing. Oh, we're going to have so much fun together. Can't wait.
Welcome.
This morning, let's do the warm coffee, though. It is chilly out the door. A live look outside to our Tower Cam network to get you going to Daytona Beach. Good morning, my friends. 12 degrees cooler